Hey everybody, this is Tim Brahim with Performance Experts Coaching and Leadership 360, and I'm really pleased to introduce you to Travis Wicks from Fairway Independent Mortgage, who's a $45 million producer, somebody that I've known for quite some time, had the pleasure of coaching for a couple of years, and is now one of the 9 members of Leadership 360 Group 5. And we just returned from a week together in Costa Rica. Really excited about the fact that we now have 12 full months together where we're going to be working very intimately together, and myself, Julie, and Scott are going to be supporting Travis on the successful implementation of his business and life plan that he developed down in Costa Rica. Travis, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your busy day to chat with me.
No problem, Tim. Thanks for having me.
So, Travis, you came back, you've got a business and life plan. We've asked you to narrow it down to 3 massive impact goals that you're going to focus on over the next 4 months, and all the corresponding granular action items associated with those 3 MIGs. Tell us about one of your MIGs. I want the listeners to get a feel for what you're going to be focusing on. Pick one MIG that you'd like to put up front.
Yeah, so people have a little background on me. My name's Travis Wicks. I'm a producing branch manager with Fairway Independent Mortgage. And I chose to go on the retreat. And as far as the MIGs, it was pretty easy for me to determine where I felt. Once I started going through some of the exercises almost immediately since the retreat started, I was able to hone in on exactly what I did well and didn't enjoy and what I didn't do well, and really realized kind of early on the issues that I was having with my team from a standpoint of just implementation on specifically lead conversion, which was one of the MIGs that I chose. And that was really... So
your MIG is, sorry to interrupt for a second, so you've got one massive impact goal that is to really master your lead conversion process to convert more prospects to close loans, correct?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Continue on and tell us a little bit about what you learned. I'd like to understand what you learned in your business and life planning in Costa Rica around this MIG that was helpful to you, that you could share with the listener, that you're going to be working and focusing on over the next 4 months.
One of the things that I learned was I had a tendency to jump in throughout the loan process in regards to lead conversion. I was wearing too many hats. And I really realized that I enjoyed actually really building that relationship. We studied DISC very heavily on the retreat, and I was able to realize I have a really high S, but during stress situations where I'm trying to wear too many hats, my DISC would drop significantly. And I was able to come back from the retreat and really share that openly with my team. And it made a huge difference. I was able to come back and say, hey, this is something that we're going to work on over the next 3 to 4 months to implement, and I really need your help. This is something that I really noticed that I don't do well under certain stress situations, and I need your guys' help. And it was received very, very well. And I really enjoy the relationship side of things. I love following up on leads and staying, but frankly, I haven't done very well at it previously because I was wearing too many hats and I was losing track of some of those leads. So it was very helpful for me to leave that retreat with a defined action items on things on how I need to implement it with my team moving forward. So
just to summarize that and then have a follow-up question. So for those that don't know what DISC is, that Travis is referring to, DISC, D-I-S-C, is a personality assessment that we have all of our clients take, and then we encourage them to have their team take as well. And what this yields is an understanding, a clear understanding of what someone's natural personality is. So Travis is a high S, which means that he has a propensity to be a very good people person, so very connective with people, really knows how to bond, which is why he's so successful in developing referral partner relationships. And yet what I heard you say, Travis, is your DISC, and this is such a huge awareness on your part, it dropped radically, like from being high to low in the workplace. And what that is indicative of is you needing to move very quickly, faster than you want to, and as you said, wearing a whole bunch of different hats. And that natural gift of your personality of connecting with people, which is what you do best, was suffering as a result of it because you didn't have enough time to do it, which is where your leads were kind of slipping through the cracks and all of that. So when you say wearing different hats, can you give us just an idea real quick of a couple of things that you identified that you need to stop doing, that you have traditionally continued to do, that have taken you away from doing what you do best, which is that lead follow-up piece and that connecting with the client? What are a couple things you're going to let go of to your team?
Taking a complete application myself, just gathering information like dependents and, there's a few questions that I can figure out whether a loan's going to work or it's not. But spending an entire time just filling out an entire loan application is not the best use of my time. That's one of the things. In addition to when a loan maybe goes sideways, restructuring or gathering maybe conditions at times, things like that, that's not the best use of my time, and it's frankly something that I really don't enjoy doing.
Yeah, I really love the fact that you coupled those last two things together. And for everybody listening, you're going to find that this is the case. It's like the things that you do naturally well happen to also be the things that you enjoy, and the things that are effort and require a tremendous amount of energy to get them done are the things that kind of suck for us. I mean, they're not really fun to do. And yet so many of us can get caught up in doing a whole bunch of things in our day that we really don't enjoy doing and we're not very good at. So a tremendous awareness on your part, and as I said before, Scott and Julie and I are super excited to coach and support you along with the rest of the 8 guys in the Leadership 360 group that you're in. And it's going to be really fun to see not only how much your production goes up as a result of you working more in that area that is your natural gift, but more importantly than that, just how much more fun you're going to have doing the things that you really love doing. One final question. When we talk to people that are interested in being a part of Leadership 360, and we take 9 new people a year for those of you that are listening, sometimes I'll hear an objection of, I don't have enough time, or I can't take the time to leave my work for a week to go on retreat. Some people will even share that they think that the price is exorbitant, if I'm being totally honest. Now that you've at least started the program, you're not even a month into it, but you've gone on the 1-week retreat. Now you have a full 12 months to look forward to. What would you share or say to the people that are considering Leadership 360 and keeping maybe even some of that resistance in mind?
Well, as you said, we've known each other a long time. The first thing that comes to mind is I wish I would have done it a lot sooner, and how much easier my life would have been, 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we kind of talked about it. And as far as price, I would have paid more for this. It was some of the things that us guys kind of discussed, like the value that was brought there. Not only from a business level, from a personal level, was invaluable. I would have paid more for that. The fear, and I think was probably one of my biggest things, was just being off the map for a week with no emails, no phone. And I really submitted to that while I was there. And I think you did a great job of being able to pack the schedule and keep us focused on what we needed to focus on, which was really, really important to me. But in regards to that, I think when I came back and actually, there was times where I was fearing it a little bit while I was there, like wanting to send an email to my team or maybe just call in and just kind of check on them. But I never did. And when I got back, it was actually really great and a powerful kind of exercise to go through, because my team was forced to figure out things themselves, and life was still going on when I got back. We actually had a great week of closings, and everything kind of worked out fine. And I think it also showed my team that, I really trust you guys, and I appreciated everything they did while I was gone. So for me, it was actually a good thing doing that.
Gosh, I'm I'm so glad that you responded in the way you did, not just because I believe passionately in your response, but also I'm happy for you and your team. This is something that I try to share with people all the time, which is you not letting them grow. It's kind of the equivalent of having like a teenager and you're still trying to coddle them. They're never going to learn to be a man or a woman. They're never going to learn to be resourceful. They're never going to learn to feel empowered when you're constantly keeping the umbilical cord attached, so to speak. And
yep.
by cutting it and just going, I'm going to do this and be away for a week, it's like the immense growth that they went through in having to try to, work through the day without having Travis there to support them. That's going to pay dividends maybe more than anything that you even learned in Costa Rica, very candidly, because that's where freedom comes in. That's when you can start to go and have balance in your life and spend time with your wife and children and know that you can check out for a week and be off the grid and that everything's going to be okay. So hats off to you, bro. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to share some of the learnings, and really looking forward to coaching you, buddy.
I look forward to it too, man. Thank you for everything, and still on a high from being back.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. We'll have another featured guest coming to you via email here very shortly.
Thanks, Tim.